edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. So today we are going to be preparing this classic pot roast that I took out of that crock pot recipe jar container. So this is all the ingredients we're going to be needing. So let me show you my boneless beef chuck shoulder. This is my beef chuck shoulder. I have defrosted it. I have washed it really good. So the next step it's telling me to do is that I have to put it in a skillet and sear it on the top, on the bottom, and all the sides. And then we have to place it in the crock pot with all of our ingredients and get this pot roast going. So let's get ready to sear up this pot roast. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Look at the quality of that meat. Doesn't it look good? It's got good marbling on the meat, which you look for. It's not too fatty. I didn't have to cut any of the fat off because the butcher that I go to at my grocery store does that for me. I've been going to him for like forever, so he does a fantastic job for trimming my meats for me. Alright, let's get this in the skillet and let's sear it up. Guys, let's take our chuck roast, pot roast, and we are going to stick it in this skillet. Listen to the searing. You guys hear that? That lets you know that your skillet is hot and it is ready to go. And I have it on medium high, so all I want to do is sear the bottom and the top and the side. So look at that. And I only put like maybe 3 tablespoons of oil in the skillet, and I'm using my cast iron skillet that belonged to my mom. Woohoo, Mom! I'm keeping the tradition alive of cooking in a cast iron skillet. And if you guys have never cooked in a cast iron skillet, you are missing out. You need to go and invest in one of these cast iron skillets. And you can see that my mom has well loved her cast iron skillet. And this skillet has been seasoned for years and years and years. So all that flavor that my mother has put in this cast iron skillet is going into everything that I cook into this skillet. And hopefully the things that I have cooked will be passed down to my children when they use this cast iron skillet. They can have some of the flavors that I used and my mother used to infuse their food. Alright, I'll come back when this is all nice and brown on the top, bottom, and sides. Look at that roast. I'm browning it, searing it. It looks good. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Yep. Bottom looks really good too. Now I just got to sear the sides, and then once I get that done, then it will be time to put it in the crock pot. I don't want to poke it too much because I want to sear all those lovely juices in the meat because I don't want it to be tough or too dry. I want this to be lip smacking good. I wish you guys could smell it because it smells divine. OMG, this pot roast is going to be scrumptious. Alright, let me finish searing it, and then we'll put it over into the crock pot. Hey guys, it's time to put all our components into the crock pot in order to make this scrumptious classic pot roast. Alright, so let's put it in there. They said to use 2 tablespoons of water, but child, we ain't using no water. We're going to use some of this beef broth. They said to put enough water into to cover the bottom of the crock pot. So I put at least maybe a cup and a half into the bottom of the crock pot. And then it says to put your seasonings in there. So I am going to put some pepper in the liquid before I put the pot roast in there, because I want the pot roast to sit in some of that wonderful flavor. So we're going to build our seasoning. And they said to put a little bit of salt. They say about, you know, put it to your liking. So I don't cook with a lot of salt, so I just put a little bit on there. And then I'm going to put some of my homemade seasonings that I had made with my dried bell peppers. So I'm going to make that pot roast sit right into this lovely seasoning of mine. And then, here we go. We're going to put, we'll put a little bit of the, it says to use 2 medium onions and 2 stalks of celery. Well, I used an onion and a half, so I'm going to put some of this at the bottom so the meat can sit on that as well. So we're going to add some of that celery and onions into this crock pot, and then we're going to just stir it at the bottom because we want a nice little layer of flavor so that pot roast can sit upon that. And then they call for you to put some diced tomatoes. I've got that. And I'm not going to put my potatoes in because this is going to be cooking overnight and I don't want my potatoes to be all mushy. So I'll wait till in the morning and then I'll put the potatoes in and let them get softened right before it's time to take the the pot roast out of the crock pot. So they said we're supposed to cook this for 8 to 10 hours. So hey, it is what it is. So let's sit this meat, this beautiful pot roast. You see how nice that is? We're just going to sit that on top of all of those wonderful flavors. And I'll show you what that looks like once I get it all in there. So that looks beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at that. See how I got all the flavors and stuff in there? And what I'm going to do is that they said to put, how many carrots in here? We are supposed to put, and I love carrots, so I am going to put, they said like 6 carrots, but y'all, these are those little bags that I got at Walmart. So I am just going to layer my carrots on top and at the side. And these are ones I've frozen, and look how nice they look. So we're just going to put some on the sides and on the top. We're just going to, because I think a pot roast needs lots and lots of carrots. And then I'm going to put the rest of the onions on top of that. I'm going to make sure we don't miss any of these onions. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add some more of the black pepper on the top. Because remember, we're layering. We want to give this pot roast every opportunity to suck up all this wonderful flavors so it can get infused in its meat. So when we cut into this pot roast, we want to say, ooh wee, that's some good eating right there. So we're going to stick that there. Just the back of this, because sometimes when you make seasonings, they get kind of like, you know, but look at that. Look how beautiful that seasoning is. Isn't that gorgeous? That's made by me. Yes, by Miss Renee. So we're going to dump some of that in there because this pot roast is going to be so flavorful. All right. The only thing I need to put in there now, let's check our recipe and let's see. We've got our carrots check, we got our onions check, we got our celery check, we got our salt and black pepper. The only thing we don't have is the oregano. So let me go get us some oregano so we can have that. Hold on. So I got the oregano and I also have the diced tomatoes. So we're just going to pour that in there. And that's why this time I'm going to learn how to make my own diced tomatoes so I can have them on hand. And it doesn't have a measurement for oregano, so I am just, you know, I'm heavy-handed when it comes to the seasoning. So, you know, your girl is all about the oregano. So what I'm going to do is I put like maybe about 3.5 tablespoons of oregano because I love it to have flavor. Because remember, we are building on flavor. Oh, and this smells so good. And these diced tomatoes, they come with onions, celery, and green peppers, child. So that's just going to make it sing, sing, sing. So like I said, the only thing that I did not put in there is the potatoes. I'm going to wait till the morning. So all we got to do now is put the lid on it. But let me show you what it looks like first. Can you guys see that? I'll tilt it. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? I cannot wait to taste this in the morning. So like I said, they said 8 to 10 hours. So we're going to put this lid on. We're going to put it on. Let's see, do we have to put it on high? It says cover cook on high for, oh, it says, okay, it says on low for 8 to 10 hours. See, low, 8 to 10 hours. So that's what we're going to do. All right, guys, so I will see you in the morning, and I will reveal how this looks. Aren't you guys excited about seeing how this pot roast comes out? Let me show you what it's supposed to look like. Look at that. It's got all of them carrots. Look how that gravy on there, and it's supposed to make its own gravy because when the pot roast gets done, we're supposed to take all the vegetables out, take the meat out, and then we're supposed to put some flour in the liquid and then put it on high for like 10 minutes, and that liquid is supposed to thicken up, and that is what's supposed to be making this beautiful gravy. Look at that. The potatoes and carrots look so good, you guys. All right, so I will see you in the morning. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. All right, guys. See you in the morning. The morning to see the results of what this pot roast looks like. So this is the picture that we're trying to achieve. And look at this meat. Look how it just flakes and just falls off that pot roast. Look at that. Got potatoes in here. Sorry, my camera's fogging up. Got potatoes. Where's those delicious carrots? Look at that. Doesn't that look scrumptious, you guys? You know I gotta try this, right? Alright, here's my piece. Gotta have a carrot with it. Let's see how it looks and tastes. You guys ready for the taste test? Alright, here we go. It tastes so good. Oh my goodness. I couldn't wait to scoop this up in my bowl and present it to you guys so you can see exactly what it looks like. So let's get close. Look at the carrots and the potatoes and that succulent pot roast in there. Let me just move it around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that. All nice and tender. Has all those stewed tomatoes in there. And then I paired it with a piece of cornbread. You cannot go wrong. Look at those carrots. I am a carrot lover. And I love anything that have carrots in it. Look at that. I'm still smacking on it, you guys, because it tastes so good. So let's do a comparison. That's what it's supposed to look like. And this is my version. Love, love, love. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this another edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. And I am always trying to bring you scrumptious dishes that I think your family will enjoy. Alright guys, you know what to do. Hook your girl up with a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be able to see when I have another delicious dinner recipe for you to try on your family. And you know, if you try this one, they're going to rave, rave, rave about it. Look at that. Look at that cornbread. Look how nice it is. Look. All moist. Look at that. You can't get no better cornbread than that. Alright, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for you now because my tummy is a-rumbling because I want to get down into this pot roast and enjoy every bit of it. Alright, guys, take care and have a blessed day.